Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Healthy AF. I'm super excited because this is part three and definitely three. I didn't know if it was going to be three whole episodes, but I just feel like I really want to do three. So we're bringing it on home. Part one, we talked about the state that we can really live in where we're not fulfilled, we're really busy, we're sort of like going on and on and on the hamster wheel with the wash rinse repeat cycle, the hot mess express. I hear it described so many different ways for my clients when they first come in or we first have that consult. And it's just that go, 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 head down, keep going. You don't really feel great, but you're not bleeding out. So may as well continue on into becoming aware through either a forced stop moment, like big traumatic moment in your life, or a lovely spiritual moment, where you have that conversation with a friend, your mind gets blown, or you go to that continuing education thing and think, oh gosh, wow, I should have been doing this. Or you get that right cue from the right person at the right time, and then all of a sudden things click, right? So you go from being unaware to having this awareness moment, and then you start moving into like really investigating all the concreteness that lives in your head and all the limiting beliefs and all the things you've been telling yourself for sometimes many decades that is simply not true. And actually, now that we've gotten here, we can start creating a life that we're choosing and that we love. Yay! And that's where part three comes in. So I'm so glad to have you here. This is where things get good, and they don't always feel good, but they get good. I promise you. So part three is living a life well lived. What does that look and feel like? It's hard when we are in the midst of either not being aware of our work, not being aware of that life is living us, or we're in the arena really looking honestly at ourselves and how we have mucked up some stuff and want to make some real changes. That's a lot of work, a lot of energy. It's hard when we're in that to be committed to that work without knowing that there is something on the other side. And I'm here to tell you, it's over there and it's waiting for you. Again, you're not going to maybe get this big flash, brilliant life transformation. You might, but you are going to get it coming in like seasons, sprinkling warm days when it's been winter. I never forget in growing up in North Carolina, in February, we'd start having sunny 50-degree days. And at 13, I'd get on my little red bikini and I'd go out and lay on the front porch, freezing my Lulu off, but sunbathing. And yes, I was lathered in baby oil. Yes, I am that old. I still wait for those warm, sunny days of late January and February that tell me a new season is coming. And that's what a life well lived is like. That's how it enters in. It's moments of peace. Your daily schedule might look exactly the same as it looked when you were on wash, rinse, repeat, but you're going to be there for it. You're going to have a new sense of peace and serenity and purpose. There were so many times I picked up my kids just like, I don't know, so automatic. Like the phone rings, you pick it up. And then there were times that I picked up my kids and I was so focused on the joy. I got to be there to pick them up and to see their faces. Their faces said more how their day went and what they were feeling and learning than any of the words in the minivan going home did. Sometimes I could be in presence of that. A life well lived feels like being in your life, not in your list. A life well lived feels like choice, and it feels like power, and it feels like the paradox of being in control of your life and also not having to be in control of your life. Doesn't always feel good. Tragedies still happen. But in the midst of tragedy, when you're living a life well lived, you can be grounded enough to know that you're going to be okay and to remember who you are. You can be well acquainted enough with yourself to not be blown off course by an election season, a hurricane, a really joyful moment, right? Because we can make some pretty poor decisions in joyful moments too. Sometimes they're not always authentic. Living right sounds like I get to go get my kids. No more I have tos, no more I can't. Having that well lived life feels like mountains of possibility. I don't know what my exercise is going to look like, but I know I'm going to do something. Okay, now we're talking. It looks like when you tear your Achilles, but figure out how to come on the deck and do 20 minutes of abs and push up work. That's what it looks like. There is a way to move through obstacles without becoming a victim to them, without losing your spirit, your passion, without being a robot. You can feel your feelings. You can have some, wow, I don't like this. I don't like having a torn Achilles and not being able to run or bike. I don't like that at all. I think I'll go out on the porch and do some one-legged push-ups. You see that? That flow, that power, and what it feels like in your body is full breathing. None of the shallow breathing. None of the, for me, it's tight traps. None of the tight traps. It's loose. It's loving yourself. It's loving other people. It's a feeling of knowing that you can do what you think you might want to do. And if you end up not doing it, you're still okay. It's having the ability to fail and having the courage to try. And that's where I see people who are in the midst of transforming their lives or transforming an area of their life. That's what I see them doing and how I see them living. And that's what's waiting for all of us on the other side of saying, like, hey, I'd like to check in and be aware of what I'm doing, seeing what you need to see, choosing to do the work with whatever you need to do that's concrete in your head, and then really being fearless. I'm not, no, strike that. Being courageous as you try creating a life that you're choosing. I know I'm pretty stoked about that. I think I'm just going to leave it right there. You know, I have a lot of meditations that I listen to when I go to sleep and wake up. And I love my insight timer. Y'all know I love my insight timer. And there's this one dude on there. And the first time I ever heard him say this, I was like, that's weird. I don't know if I like it. And now I love it. And this is what he says. He says, I know that you don't know me and I don't know you, but I just want to tell you that I love you. And I just want to tell all of you that I love you. I hope you're creating a life that you absolutely love. And if you're not, that's okay too. Give yourself grace. Give everybody else some grace. Put some love on yourself. Put some love on everybody else. And like, share, and subscribe. And if you ever, want to chitter chatter with me about really transforming your mindset, your habits, your behaviors, your actions, and living a life that you get to create, that you really do love, just hit a consult. They're free, they're 90 minutes. We'll sit down and we'll talk about what's going on with you and if coaching is right for you. All right, I'll see y'all next time on Healthy AF.